We're hitting the best of the best,
highlighting all things food in New York City.
And today we're going to Russ and Daughters,
an iconic family-run business that's been open since 1914.
That's pretty old.
Do you want to go get some bagels and lox?
I thought you'd never ask.
Let's do it.
From the daughters of Russ and Daughters to the sisters of Sister Snacking.
It worked.
I'm Josh Russ Tupper, and we are standing at Russ and Daughters 34th Street, 34th and 10th Avenue.
And I'm Niki Russ Federman. I'm the other fourth generation owner of Russ and Daughters, and I'm cousins with this guy.
Our great-grandfather, Joel Russ, started on a push cart on Orchard Street, then started a brick and mortar store on Orchard Street, and moved to our current original location on Houston in 1914. He ended up having 3 daughters and no sons. We love to think he was a feminist, but he was a businessman.
That's what we'll say.
The daughters were working in the business, potentially not because they wanted to, but because that was the way family businesses ran. He changed the name from Russ's Covered Advertising at the time to Russ and Daughters. First business in the country to be named and Daughters. Niki's parents, Mark and Maria, took over the business in the late 70s and ran it for 30 years, and then Niki and I came in the early 2000s and took over properly in 2010.
So our great-grandfather went from just selling herring to selling different kinds of smoked, cured, pickled, a fish, all the schmears that go with that. Today, sardines and, as super trendy. We've been doing it since the beginning for 100 years. Before it was trendy and when it was really just a healthy, cheap food.
And these foods are called appetizing, the noun, not the verb.
Although it is appetizing, like delicious.
Also appetizing. And simply put, it's sort of the foods you can put on a bagel.
And appetizing is the sister food tradition to delicatessen. So it's no coincidence that on East Houston Street, you have Russ and Daughters, and then a block away you have Katz's Delicatessen. Because the delicatessen is where you go for meat products like corned beef, pastrami, and then the appetizing store, Russ and Daughters, is where you go for the fish and the dairy. And so today, we're kind of like the two icons of these connected, complementary food traditions.
How do you think you guys have adapted to change or not adapted?
So change has always been happening around us, and we really stick to what we know, but we always talk about innovation because we really had to innovate.
So we're standing here at Russ and Daughters 34th Street, which is our newest location, and it's a far cry from the tenements of the Lower East Side. We're on 10th Avenue and 34th Street in the Hudson Yards neighborhood. But what we really wanted to do here was to bring kind of old New York to new New York and merge the two. And also merge all the different aspects of Russ and Daughters into one space.
The interior does exactly what you just said. It couples the classic Russ and Daughters, the historic, the original, with the modern bits, down to the numbered sign. Like, that's so OG, but it's digital.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on the booming, ever-changing bagel scene right now in New York? I feel like it's been insane.
I think bagels are beyond trendiness, but the scene right now seems quite trendy. We stick to what we know. We're trying to make a traditional bagel. Bagels are changing around us, and this kind of bagel, the sourdough bagel, the California bagels, who's better? That's up to you guys eating the bagels, right? We're gonna make the traditional New York bagel. It's smaller, it's got a nice crust on the outside, a chewy inside.
For us, we're kind of the torchbearers of this New York Jewish food. We're the torchbearers of bagels and lox. And so for us, it's all about maintaining that continuous thread of taste and memory. So when you hopefully eat one of our bagels, you're transported back in time and you're remembering the bagels that you ate as a kid or that you had when you first came to New York, or whatever memory it brings up for you. It's New York. Like, the more diversity and interesting different things going on, like, the more exciting it is.
So if somebody comes to Russ and Daughters, what are the things that they must try?
I think you should have a little bit of everything. You gotta have a classic bagel and lox. You can choose your bagel, you can choose your cream cheese, have some choice there. Go for herring. People, Try herring. It's delicious. Everyone wants to have omega-3s in their diet. Herring is one of the healthiest foods you can eat. Have something sweet. We make
Baked goods.
our baked goods from our bakery. Babka, black and white, some rugelach. Drink an egg cream. Really can't get more New York than an egg cream, which if you've never had one, does not have egg and it does not have cream. Just have one and then you will know.
The appetizing store is made up of all these things with nearly infinite combinations. So we would hope that someone comes in and just thinks about what they're in the mood for. You know, scallion cream cheese, horseradish cream cheese. And then you pick a fish to put on the bagel, hopefully.
Let's not forget the hot food, like latkes. We used to make latkes only during Hanukkah, and then people wanted them outside of the holiday, and they're so delicious. We thought, okay, so it's Hanukkah all day, every day here. Whether you grew up in New York, whether you're Jewish or not Jewish, it doesn't matter. Like, I think that these are some of the quintessential tastes of this town. And so by coming and eating, exploring, you're really kind of connecting to the history of New York, but also New York now.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna go make some bagels.
And then we'll come back. So this is the dough it's just resting right now.
She's sleeping.
She's sleeping.
We started making bagels hand rolling and then realized that the amount of bagels, we're gonna employ an army of bagel rollers. We found this machine that literally mechanically hand rolls a bagel.
Yeah, our bagels are keeping with tradition. They're about 4.5 to 5 ounces, which is the traditional size. And for us, it's all about the harmony and balance from putting the flavors and ingredients in the right proportions. You'll never see, a rainbow bagel here or a Asiago bagel. Cinnamon raisin is as sweet as we get. And this is where the bagels sit for about 18 hours before they go into the boil, which is the next step. What defines a bagel is that it's a bread that's boiled before it's baked. So the next step here in our bakery is we're going to take the boards of bagels, they get whacked on the on the kettle, and they're going to fall into the boiling water. It has this brownish color because there's malt syrup also in the water. After about 30 seconds, they're coming out of the kettle. They're going to get put on these wooden boards with burlap runners. They'll get put out about 5 to a board, seated. So if we're going to throw down everything or sesame, poppy, and then they go into our rotating deck oven after that.
We heard the history. We gotta eat the food, right, Car? We got latkes, some blintzes that I can't seem to open. The blintzes come with blueberry jam and sour cream.
This is heavy.
That's gotta be the smoked salmon.
This is smoked salmon with the works.
Matzo ball soup. And Niki's order of bialy with whitefish and tomato.
Tomato, yeah.
And then I went rogue. I got so excited that they had a pretzel bagel. I wanted to try it. I just said put egg salad on it. I don't know. So here we have it. The egg salad pretzel bagel. Weird, maybe. I don't know.
That could bring a tear to someone's eye.
We're gonna dive in.
You ready?
This is Niki's order, and I can see the little onions on the bottom.
Cheers.
That whitefish is superior.
That lox is superior. It's so buttery. They do something so right, and that is fish. That is smoked and cured fish.
Once you hear the history, it's so much better eating this because you understand how much time and energy went into everything. I'm gonna try this very interesting pretzel bagel. I love egg salad. You get the salty pretzel. It's like spongy kind of, has a nice chew to it, and it's malty. I always love the matzo ball soup.
Cheese blintz, sour cream, blueberry jam.
I feel like these are nostalgic bites for us. We grew up eating matzo ball soup, blintzes.
You're just really gonna love it.
Am I? You're more of a blintz girl. Russ and Daughters, they just do it right. Really, the best of the best in New York. Go to the original location, go to the cafe on Orchard Street, or just grab a bagel if you're in Hudson Yards.
Not only is it wonderful, it's the best of the best.